This was your daddy's. Brought back from the war. Figure it's time to pass it on.
It's the best present I ever got. Thank you.
Hello, Mr. Campos. Thank you for your time. Such a pleasure talking with you today. I wanted to start talking about the use of narration in the film. The rich prose of the novel is contained within it, and I was wondering, what was your approach towards using this storytelling tool? How much to use? How little to use? How did you come about finding the correct balance?
That's a great question. It's you know, we wrote the narration into the script. So we had a sense of like where we wanted it and how it would flow with the dialogue and work with scenes. But as we got through the edit, you start to feel like, oh, wait, maybe there's like a little bit of something here that we can accentuate this idea. Or what if these three shots kind of become one thing and they're bridged with a little bit of narration. So it was always about the narration for us was always about kind of putting you in a place and time and creating a feel. And so it wasn't, you know, it functions the way the narration tends to function, which is it gives you a little bit of insight into the character and it kind of bridges gaps in the story. But it for us was like, in this story that is so many different stories, so many different characters that are connected, the narration is the thing that unifies it all. And using Don's prose and Don's voice, we created another character sort of outside the world of the film.
No matter what the weather was, Lenora would visit her mother's grave after school. Some days she would even read the Bible out loud and imagine her mother was listening. And though he wasn't one for praying, Arvin would often drive her and keep her company.
The character of Arvin, played by Tom Holland, is sort of the moral center of the film. In a film filled with such many evil characters, he is the quote-unquote hero. How long did it took you to cast the character of Arvin, and what did you see in Tom Holland that made you say, this is the guy?
It was immediate. I mean, there was no one else. Tom was the only person ever to play, ever considered and to ever, you know, be Arvin, you know, in my mind. It was this you know, I hadn't seen him as Spider-Man. When he got cast in the movie, he had played Spider-Man, but it hadn't come out yet. So I just knew him from his work in The Impossible, and I knew what a talented actor he was, and I knew his theater background, and I just could feel this wonderful humanity and soul behind the guy. And I just knew that he would go to the dark place he needed to go, and that he had this humanity inherent in him that would come through. And that was it. That combination of those two things.
Well, maybe you should try praying for him then, with that hurting it.
You already do enough for all of us. Where's it doing you much good, huh? You know what would do you good? To not be wandering behind school by your own self like I told you.